Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Notorious Knives. Today I have a very cool box that was lent to me by one of my subscribers, or box knife that's coming in from one of my subscribers. I want to thank them very much for this, so really excited to check this out. I'm always interested in checking out cool knives, even if it's not a knife that I would want in my collection or something I may not typically buy. I love checking out knives because I appreciate the design in knives, because you got to realize that some cool designs, even if they're not for you, lead to other awesome designs that eventually could become the knife that you so desperately would love to see. I think of Noel Knives. Some of the stuff that came before him and some of his designs, I'm like, okay, that's just weird. But when it came together in a new way, it was just like really cool. And I've seen that countless times again and again. So here we go. Let's see what it is. I don't exactly remember what it is. Let's make sure there's no personal information in here. We got lots of paper. Okay. Oh, we got a cloth covering it up. Is there any comments? Nope, there's not. So we're good. So we'll save all this right here. Always can reuse the packaging for the next one. All right, so it's inside. It's inside a cloth here. This is a Devo knives. All right, so Devo knives. Let's see. Is it a Devo? Okay, Notorious. All right, Notorious. Oh, I think I know what this is. That's the Notorious slip joint. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is ridiculously cool. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm excuse me one second. I'm a loss for words. I don't know exactly what to say, but wow. Okay, so Notorious got a beautiful slip joint. Obviously, this is a Devo Knives cloth. I have one of these from Devo Knives. I love using these, and this is great to protect your knives in. So we'll save that so we can get it back to him. We'll put that off to the side, but let's take a look at this. So we have beautiful leather slip for the slip joint, which is beautiful, nicely done, beautiful stitching. I love the nice finish on the edges here and everything. That's really well done. Beautiful leather and inside, perfect fit. And it's just a smooth, nice leather. It's got a little patina already from use. You can see that. So that's really cool. We'll just put that there. I may have to move it in case it doesn't focus, but man, I love this. I don't know, we call this a stone wash sort of kind of finish. It's almost like an acid wash. It makes me think of the atomic wash from McNee's, right? This is a little bit like McNee's atomic wash. I think it's really, really freaking cool. So, okay, I'm not a slip joint fan. Let me just make that really clear. But if I were to get a slip joint, let me also make it very clear. This is my aesthetic. I am digging the heck out of this thing. This is cool. This is really, really cool. I don't typically review slip joints, right? Beautiful edge, by the way. I love the swedge on there. Nice fuller and everything, which is a nail nick fuller. You can call it what you want. Can't really flick it open, but you can absolutely use it for an open and close. And look at that walk. Look at that talk. So nice. Really crisp, beautiful, beautiful lines, nothing shit. There's no, everything's so perfectly seamed. I mean, the tolerances here are ridiculous. It even has a little lanyard hole. Lanyard, folks, if you want that, there you go, which could be very important for a slip joint, I think, you know, depending on how you use it and how you carry it. I love this T8s. Are these all T8s? Let me double check that. I'm assuming these are T8s. Let's take a look. Yeah, T8s there. Oh, wait, are those T9s also? Is Riot? Because this looks like it's a Riot one. Yeah, it's T9s. These are T9s. They seem like T9s. If you look at that, okay, so look, here, let's get a nice close-up here. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So, okay, you see that? It's a much better fit with the T9. This is a T9 right here. I just had this, I had a Enrique X Series Bravo that had T9s on there, and it was a much better fit with that. And look at this. Here's the T8s. What I'm talking about. You look at that. See how it moves around? It probably would work. Probably would work, but I'm feeling it might strip it. I think T9s are really perfect. I wonder if this is what something Riot is going with, is the T9s, because this is a much, much better fit with the T9s. Anyways, very, very interesting. All right, so this is a good sized knife if you have medium to medium large hands. Mine are large hands widthwise, medium lengthwise. I've got a good grip on here. Got a little room, so I think extra large would definitely work. Double extra large, you're definitely going to be way over here. But I think you've got room for this. It's beautifully rounded all the way across, so that's really nice. You will hit, if you choke up and you go right here, you will have a little resistance. And if your hand's right there, you will resist probably breaking that blade that way. It's got a little swedge on top. So if you're doing a cut, that's really nice. But this is just really amazing. I love the little roundedness back here. It gives you a good leverage to cut with. So you're not, this is pushing this way. So you're pushing into it, which is where you don't want to be pushing this way where it closes. You're pushing into where it stays locked open. I mean, that's brilliant, brilliant. I like that. I like that. But I got to tell you, this stone wash, atomic wash, whatever you want to call this thing, is phenomenal. I love the way this looks. Very, very gorgeous. Very beautiful. I love this little milling here, this little line, all that stuff. Yeah, I am super excited. Thank you so much for letting me check this out. Again, I wanted to look at this without reading anything up about it. I had an idea what this was, but I hadn't experienced it. I didn't want to get any preconceived notions on this. And I got to tell you, I'm impressed, thoroughly impressed. Now, I thought the Jack Wolf, if there's one of those Jack Wolf knives that would speak to me, and I'd go for it. But this right here, this aesthetic is what I really like. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. If I was going to get a slip joint, I got to tell you, this would be the knife that would probably do it for me. And I'm on the fence right now. I am seriously on the fence. I don't even know if it's available. It may not be available, so it may not even be an option for me, and that's fine. If it's not, so be it. But wow. Yeah, if I'm going to do a slip joint, this is what speaks to me. This aesthetic, this feel. I love the roundedness. I love the utilitarian. I love this right here. You can get your thumb in there. You don't want to push, obviously, on this, but you can get your thumb if you are pushing. It can help you guide the cut. You're not going to be pushing in, but you're going to help you guide the cut, right? And then, of course, you could do this for a push, like a precision cut if you needed to, to get that tip in there. But that's really nice. The edge is beautifully sharp. Comes to a nice thin tip here, but it's a swedge, so it's got some thickness to it. Definitely pokey. It is not a leverage tool. It's not it's not a pry bar. Okay, so don't treat this like a pry bar. If you want to pry something, get a pry bar. This is too nice of a knife to do that with. I do love the fact it's got some beautiful milling on the inside. Good weight relief, Notorious. You can see that in there. It's called the Notorious. So that's the name of the slip joint. Like I said, I'll have details down below. I don't have any of the information because I did not want to cheat. And no, I love, even though it's a small blade, it's beautifully long. It's beautifully useful. It's just really nice, right? Nice and thin. It's thick here, but the edge comes to a really thin edge, which is nice. It breaks down really well to the very thin edge. So that's really nice. I do enjoy that a lot. That's really cool. Okay, so very comfortable, very utilitarian, very aesthetically beautiful. I don't do a lot of unboxings and impressions on a slip joint. I will probably do a full review on this because I don't really know how exactly to review it. I think I did one on Jack Wolf because it was the first one I ever did, but I'll try my best. I'll go back and look at that Jack Wolf review and try to compare it to that. Let that sort of be my guide for slip joint reviews, but I don't know a lot about them. I don't own any slip joints. And this may be the one that changes that. I don't know. But wow, okay, so let's take a look at this so you can get a nice close look. Look at the beautiful aesthetic on the blade. It's a nice flat grind. It's got a beautiful fuller in there, which is great because it works like a beautiful nail nick like you need on a slip joint to open and close it. So that's beautiful, and it's not traditional. I know some people despise nail nicks, but if you don't have one, this is definitely a different look. It's got a nice little kind of a harpoon kind of fin here looking thing. So it's almost like a clip point, or a Bowie sort of thing. It almost gives you that Bowie sort of feel. I don't know if this is considered a Bowie blade, but it's close, right? I think the Bowie is a little bit loopier than this. This is a little flat. It does have a kind of a curve to it, but it's almost straight. So it's almost clip pointage, Bowie modified. Maybe you can call it clip point Bowie modified. I don't know. We'll call it that. This aesthetic back here, everything's rounded. And I mentioned before, these are T9 screws. If I didn't already say that, I know I might have edited this video and cut some parts out because I didn't. I was zoomed in and I got totally distracted by that. But T9's here, T8 there, which is really cool. You will need 2 screws, so it's not captive. I don't know if that matters for a slip joint or not. In there's a bar, and I think the locking mechanism is tied to that. So I guess so when you do that, this is what bends it. Okay, so that moves it up, and then that moves it down. So that closes it, and then that locks it in place there. Gotcha. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. Really, really nice. Really nice. comfortable in the hand, absolutely usable, absolutely comfortable. I think that's really cool. And it closes the walk and the talk. I don't know if we did that already. Walk and then the talk, right? It's just really nice. I guess this is the walk, and then this is the talk. I don't know how that goes. You guys who know slip joints, comment down below. Educate me a little bit on this. This is only my second slip joint I have ever looked at, so I'm the two that I've looked at are probably two of the best slip joints out there as far as I can tell, next to like a Javi Garcia or an Enrique Pena custom, right? That's a whole different game out there. Those are ridiculously whatever. They're customs, so we'll just leave it at that. And I'm sure that's a whole different field. I knew it when I tried some custom folding knives that was the case, and I'm sure it's the same with the slip joints. But this is beautiful. Like I said, beautifully centered, beautifully rounded all the way around. There is no clip. So this is, you don't put it in your pocket. You put it in a slip. It's a slip joint, so it slips in to a little leather slip. You can have this, or you can slip it into your pocket. Some people put it this so that it doesn't get banged up, it doesn't get scratched up, or the blade doesn't get exposed. But this keeps it nice and safe in your pocket. And usually this gets a beautiful patina in your pocket, depending on how much you carry this and where you carry it and how you use it. And then it just opens up really nice. What this does, it allows you to carry a knife in certain places where folding knives, where you can flick them, or you have a fuller hole where you're not allowed to do that, where that's not allowed, right? There are some countries and some states where you can't have a knife that does that, but you can do this. Like, so if you go to England, I believe that's the case. I don't know if about Canada, but I think it's okay there. But I know certain cities it's probably not allowed. So this would not open ever, like in New York City. I think in New York City, you're not allowed to have a knife that can pop open, and this would never open. You would break this knife before that would ever come open. So that would definitely keep you safe if you carried that in your pocket in New York. But I think it has to be under 3 inches there. So let's see. Is this under 3 inches? 1, 2, 3. No. Well, the blade is under 3 inches officially. From tip to the back of it, technically it is. It's real close. It depends on what kind of cop you have, right? Could they be a real jerk? Would they go up there and measure this and say this is under 3 inches? So let's measure that from the very tip to there. Yeah, I mean, technically it's under 3 inches. So I think this would be legal in places where you had to be under 3 inches. Very cool. I'm flustered because this Notorious slip joint is stunning, gorgeous. I'm not a slip joint fan. I'm not. I've never have been until the Jack Wolf and now the Notorious. The Notorious is the aesthetic that's really I'm really digging it. I really am. So I just want to give you a nice look at this. I'm going to give you the back look. I mean, it's pretty much the same except it doesn't have the end. Let's look at the inside. You can see I don't know if you can see that. It's beautifully milled out in there. So, and it says Notorious in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can get on this side. You can see Notorious right there. Let's get a nice close look at the blade. Here, let's zoom in. Come on, zoom in. Am I too close? Here, let me zoom in. Here we go. Nice close-up look at the blade. And the handle. Really nicely rounded, I think. All right, so this is the Notorious. It's going to be a pretty quick unboxing because, like I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to slip joints, but it's fascinating. I love the chance to experience this. It is by far, and I know you guys who love Jack Wolf are like total Jack Wolf fans, but my experience with 2 slip joints I've ever handled, this is my favorite. Absolutely my favorite, hands down. Jack Wolf has its place, and some of those designs are fantastic. And if I was into slip joints, I think I would love all of those things. But as far as slip joints, I'm very particular. It's like I have one OTF, and it was a very particular OTF that I liked the aesthetics on. It was the Guardian Tactical until I found the Livewire by Kershaw, and Kershaw really knocked it out of the park with their OTF. So that's my favorite. It's the only one I have. Just like I have a OTS out the side, I had my ProTech TR3, and that I'm never getting rid of. It was an anniversary present from my wife. It's my favorite ProTech as far as OTSs. But then I have a McNeese Mac 2 3.5 auto. That is by far my favorite auto of all my autos, okay? It's also my favorite out the side auto, but I have one. I would only have one. If my wife had got me that one, that would be the only out the side auto I would ever own. But this could be like I could see myself saying this is the only slip joint I would ever own. So I'm just going to leave it at that because the more I talk about it, I might convince myself. And every time I always seem to talk myself out of getting a slip joint, but I have a feeling at some point, this might change that. So thank you so much to the subscriber who allowed me to take a look at this. You are awesome, and I really appreciate awesome subscribers like you let me have a chance to check something like this out that I probably would never check out unless I went into a store and looked at it. But even then, I wouldn't, if there was a bunch of knives, I would never be drawn to the slip joints to look at. I'd be looking at all these other knives. And this is a way for me to focus in on such an amazing knife. And it really is phenomenal. I love this little thing. This is simply stunning. I don't know what else to say. Stunning, stunning, stunning. So yeah, heads up, first impressions are really good. This is just the impressions out of the box. I think I'm going to do a full review on it. Like I said, it's probably not going to be a long, deep review because, well, I don't normally review slip joints, and I don't know what to say. And I'll try to use the Jack Wolf review to kind of be my guide for this one. But thank you again. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the videos and watching them really helps out the channel, allows me to produce more content, do more things, and ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. And if you've done all that, maybe consider hitting the notification button so you can be notified of future content like this video. Hey, and if you haven't already, maybe check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week.